This is how they all start, with a cup of coffee in the morning, and away we go. Hope you guys enjoy the video. We'll keep doing them as long as you keep liking them. Okay guys, we're gonna have a little fun to start with here this morning. Everybody was saying my films were a little dark, so, well, mother of invention is necessity. So this is an old tripod I had. And these lights you can buy on Amazon for pennies. I think I got either 5 or 10 of them for like 20 bucks. They're actually cast aluminum with some good LEDs in them. So that, and well, a little bit of magic wire, old small battery that I just happen to have, and a extension for a cigarette lighter or accessory plug. We flip that on and we have light. The reason I'm doing this is so you can see silliness like this. Looky there. Now I want you to explain to me just exactly how this trailer hitch worked. Notice that bolt. It's almost a little too bright. How's that? A little better? That bolt goes up into the spare tire well. This one's non-existent, but here's the kicker. Just exactly what is that? Is that an afro rake that's holding an exhaust clamp and a couple of pieces of plumber's tape? To do exactly what? Well, if you have an idea, put it in the comments, because I don't know about you, but I wouldn't tow a push mower with that trailer hitch. Hope you enjoy the silliness that's the rest of this car. Going a little more in depth on this fine piece of equipment, it not only goes up and down adjustment there, but we can also extend the legs. I actually just used one of the existing mounting bolts right there and mounted it right through the original swivel. So when I loosen this handle, I can adjust it up and down. I can turn it side to side. And this tripod I got, of all places, at Goodwill for $5. So I'm in this whole thing about $12, including this extension cable. The battery, I don't remember what it came out of, but I had a couple laying around. Okay guys, so today we're going to work on tearing the front suspension out. So we have to start by working on these torsion bars. 1957 was the first year for Chrysler for torsion bars. And the way they work is it's a spring rod, kind of like this extension is, which does have some spring in it. And what they do is they load the back, hold the front, and it puts it under tension and actually acts like a spring. So unlike a coil spring that's sitting in the front, makes the front suspension a lot more simple. So we have to loosen these up. Now, of course, they haven't been adjusted since, well, I was born. So there's probably some muck in there and some mud, but I'm going to try and break them loose. I'll loosen them up as far as I can. Hopefully, they'll get loose enough where I can pull the front suspension apart. If not, I'll have to torch them. I hate to do that because these are probably pretty unusual as far as size. I'm sure they redesigned and got better and stronger and everything else. So here we go. Now if I'm going the right way, I need to loosen this just as far as I can get. By the way, I hope the light works better. Sadly, you get to see me. It can't be helped. It's either the front of me or the back of me. Take your pick. So this one's actually, I did spray some lube on these yesterday. And it appears, by the rust that's popping out, that it's actually working. I'm releasing. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going the right way. I just have to continue on until this bolt is about out. There's a lot of bolt. Let's see if the other one will come loose. This one's precarious. Oh boy. Alright, we're gonna see if we can't get a little lube on that. So stand by, we'll be back. So we'll leave that one soaked for a bit. You didn't have to see me spray that. I'll go ahead and give this a few more twists, and then we'll crank up the old time lapse so you don't have to watch me. Let's just see what continues to happen here. Now this one ain't gonna be happy. Just wondering if I'm going the right way. Okay, it's got to rotate down in order to put load on that. So if I'm unscrewing, I'm going up with it. Anyway, that's the way it should be on paper. We're gonna lube that one too. Alright guys, gonna put you on pause here. Okay guys, now it's time. I've got them loosened up enough, I believe. Now what we're going to try and do is get that little snap ring out of the back. There's one on each side. We're going to try and get that snap ring out. And then comes the fun, because you just beat that torsion bar out of there. So we'll move the light around a little bit here. See if we can't get you a better view of all of the tearing stuff apart. Probably gonna break it. Don't know why. And we'll have to see in the editing if that's bright enough for you. I really can't do a lot more. There she is. And we're gonna use the magic of a really long pair of needle-nose. To maybe keep the back of my head out of your video. By golly, it's moving. I did not expect it to move. Look at that. Well, if it wasn't 65 years old like me, I'd say let's reuse that on something, but nah. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna lube up here, lube up the front side. I'm gonna get a big bar, and I'm gonna beat that thing silly and see if it'll move. So stand by just a minute. I'll goob it up while you aren't watching, and be back and we'll start the beating. Now I know some of you Chrysler guys are gonna say, you gotta have a tool for that. And you're absolutely right. I remember back, God, 40 years ago I worked for Chrysler, a few dealerships. I actually worked for the corporation for a little bit. And they had a special clamp that you clamped around this thing. And that clamp was made for beating on. You'd tighten it around the torsion bar and just beat the jolly right out of it. But I can't do that because I don't have that tool. What I do have is a BFH and a pipey wrench. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and clamp this pipe wrench on here a little bit, get it halfway tight, jam it a little, and see if I can't get it to make something happen. And then it working. Hey, looky there. What is that? That's the old speedometer cable. They had it tied with tie wire to the torsion bar. Nice. So every time it flexed, your speedometer bounced. Okay, for our next trick, you can't get at the front, so you can't pound that out. What I may be able to do is take the nut off the front of the lower control arm, give that a few smacks. So let's re-rig, see what happens. Now I don't have any load on the control arms, so I don't know if I've got it aimed right. So right here, this actually is a pivot, goes through there, and there's a nut on the back side. So I may be able to just take that nut off, loosen it all the way up, not take it all the way off. Loosen it up to the end, smack it a couple times, see if we can't get her to move. If that doesn't work, well, as much as I hate to say it, we'll have to come up with another plan like a blue wrench or the portaband and cut it. Alright, figured I might as well take you guys for the ride here. By the way, if any of you are wondering, yes, this lift does go up higher. Why it's here, I don't know. I set it this way so I could get it, the stuff that I needed to, and just stand in front of it. And now, I really could stand to take it up a little bit. Which brings me to another safety tip from an old guy that's got a bald spot on the back of his head. You might think that this hat is so that Summit would sponsor me or something. Yeah, good luck with that. No, what it really is I don't want my head bleeding. And I have bumped into this lift, oh, I don't know, 5 or 6 times already since I started making this video today. So, it's just a good idea to wear a hat. It alerts you before the blood starts that you're doing something stupid. And if stupid offends you, well, please go somewhere else. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but in the background, my middle of nowhere existence is rapidly coming to a close. There's a lot of people deciding that they want to live out here in the middle of nowhere also. Hey, why go get another wrench when you have this pipe wrench right here? So people from Miami, people from up north are all coming right to my neighborhood. Look at this. That's unbelievable. I don't know if you can, I'm sure you can see it. I'm just turning it with my hand. Piece of cake. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn this nut around. Now we actually can't. Move it right back the way it was. Get it flush with the end so that I can smack it and tear it up. That's pretty close. So yeah, there's bulldozers over there and they're just tearing everything down. You know, the typical plan for everybody anymore is knock all of the natural fauna and stuff down. Take 10 inches of topsoil off because you don't want the palmettos and stuff in them. And then wonder why rainy season, all of a sudden all your stuff is under 6 inches of water. Because this is a floodplain pretty much. It's not in a flood zone, but we do get sheet flooding. So that being said, the guy behind me's got a bulldozer, he's got a loader, he's got a dump truck, taking all of the habitat for the natural animals around. We had deer, we had hogs, we had bunny rabbits, coyotes, turkeys. We're just gonna destroy all of their area for breeding and everything, and put up a house and a whole bunch of lawn. And keep in mind, I'm a mile off the road, 29 miles from downtown, and people are doing the same thing here that they would do in any neighborhood there. It's shameful. We've got a bunch of people that are actually out here for the right reasons, but there's a lot of them that are coming out here that really should stay in town because they're in for a rude awakening. There's no grocery store. You can't just run down to the corner store and get a beer on a Saturday afternoon because your wife forgot. You're just stuck out here. If you forget something, it's an hour to get to town and back. So, and it always costs you $100. I'm gonna go to beating on this thing now. So I'll put you on pause so you don't have to hear that. We'll see if we can get it to move. Stand by. Did you miss me? No, I didn't think so. So we gotta get in here somehow and get this thing just jacked up just as tight as we can get it. What would happen if I put my tall jack in there? Because the tri-bar thing ain't getting it. So where'd that thing go? Oh, there it is. Let's get it. Good God, this thing is heavy. Look at that. Great. Not quite. See if we can go up one and make it work. Alright, now we've got to come up with a different plan here. Because it's going to interfere. And just put a little pressure on it to start with. It's working a little bit. That's all I need is just a little bit. Come on, baby. Come on, you can do it. You should start getting easier here pretty quick. And you should just fall right out of that thing. Come on. Come on, you can do it. Come on. Threads are disappearing fast. Probably also asking why I'm not using an impact. I tried it. It might get it now, but now it's the principle. Or is it? Yeah, let's give it a shot. There's my head again. All right, I'll give you a taste of it, and then I'll pause you if it doesn't spin right off. Well, there you go. Oops, I hope I caught that. See all that rust pop out of there? All of a sudden everything started beeping at me. So, this is what it all looked like. This is nice and round, so it's virtually impossible to get anything on it. Oh, that's a little warm too. And all that does is pull down on that torsion bar, causes it to put tension on the other end. So, all right, guys, we'll be back. Okay, gang, round two. Back to the other side. Let's see how far we get with this one. I'm really looking forward to pulling on this thing 5,000 more times. And there's another head hit. If you're keeping track, you should turn that into a drinking game. Because, why wouldn't you? I know most of my friends, well, that aren't here, because they don't want to watch me work. Well, they'd rather watch me work than much of anything else, as long as they had a beer in their hand. I'd like to say this one's easier, but it's not. And it's going to do the exact same thing. It's already starting. I got my bicycle seat here. The good news is, when this one pops, you get to see me punch myself right in the face. Couldn't have put this in a worse position. Tell you what, those Harbor Freight jacks are heavy. Tell you, there's a few things on me that, just like this car, just don't work the same because of lack of use. Oh, there she goes. Now she's starting to pop. But it's still turning. It turned a little bit with that around. Oh, there she goes. All right, let's get her back into the cradly thing, whatever it is, right there. And now we'll jack her up and see if we get as lucky as we did on the other one. Alright, you guys have seen enough. I will continue on. Not quite sure what happened there. A little glitch in the camera. Let's watch a rust waterfall. That wasn't as bad as the other side. Get this out. There's a little more of it. This one was harder than that side. It really had some garbage in it. It fought all the way to the end, as you can see in the time lapse. Now if I can just get this little link out. Yeah, let it come out of there. There's so much dirt in there. It's not coming out until I get it out. So we'll just set this aside for now. Okay, gang. Torsion bars are at least loose. Well, that's always fun. Wasn't that just a blast? Now we're going to try something. See if we get lucky. We're going to move this out of the way. And get our BFH. Well, never mind. That's not going to clear there anyway. I don't think I have enough room. Well, I may. To get it out of that hole. Let's see what happens. She's not moving. Alright, well, we dropped the cross member out. Drag all that out. Onward and upward. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's the end of the day. Time for a cold snack, as Derek would call them. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great evening. We'll catch you next time.